The Adeptus Custodes are the most elite of the elite that the Imperium has to offer. Handcrafted by the Emperor, they are his sworn protectors and the agents of his will, brought to bear by Rebute Gilliman in the Era Indomitus. The Imperial Guard are the most elite the Empire has to offer. 43 of their finest troops are sent to train. At the end, only one will survive to ensure the finest of guards for the Emperor himself. These iconic Guardians from the 80s share many similarities, so I've decided to paint my Custodes as a mixture of both. Hello everybody, my name is Spoons Rattling, and welcome to this video. Crossing two pop culture titans from the 80s, the Imperial Royal Guard from Star Wars and the Adeptus Custodes from Warhammer 40k, the closest protector of their emperors and the agents of their will. Starting with silver ink from Liquitex, though any would work, paint this over all the armor over a black primer coat. Make sure it is fully shiny and brilliant. I did 2 coats, though in some pots you may need more. This stuff applies a little differently to normal paint. It doesn't clog details very much, but still don't leave huge pool of it on certain spots. Simply tap it away, then move on to the next armor panel. It's super bright and shiny, almost to the point where I thought I was going to make them all silver. As you can see, that silver is super bright, though I regret not putting a little bit more on the helmet as it wasn't quite as shiny as I'd like. The next step is to use a red contrast paint, or speed paint. I used Blood Red from the Army Painter. Remember with these paints, you want to paint a section once, then leave it before applying more, as it can mess up the finish if you apply too much in one go, and apply multiple layers in one go. But, same as before, just apply this all over the armor panels, trying to get all the silver, make sure that the color is smooth and covers well, get that glorious shiny red which really glows in good lighting. That's the armor mostly done, though it needs some touch-ups in a couple spots like on the helmet and on the shoulder pads. The next step is all the gloves and tassels, which I base with Chaotic Red from the Army Painter. Takes a couple thin coats, apply this to the tassels, gloves, and capes of wardens, but though not shield captains. I'll show you how to paint them in a sequel, more on that later. But as per usual, apply 2 coats, allowing each to dry, then apply the second coat, to make sure it's nice and even, again, on the tassels, like their dangly crotch tassels, and their gloves and the leg warmers that the bikers wear. Next step is Gloss Black. I use it from Vallejo, though I imagine anyone would work. Apply this to all the little gems across the model, as well as the eyes. This helps tie the scheme together to those cold black visors of the Imperial Guard, and as a good bonus, so long as the paint is shaken up properly, it covers in one coat just fine. And it really is pretty eye-catching. Likes them seem quite imposing with the shiny black eyes running by the bright red armor, and of course it's a classic look of black and red. Same reason the Imperial Guard used it in Star Wars is the reason I'm using it on my Custodes, it's because it looks good. We're in the home stretch now. Apply Flesh Tear's Red over the Chaotic Red gloves and tassels. This deepens the color and adds some easy shading and light highlighting. There isn't too much to say about this, it's just a very good way to paint a very dark red, especially that Chaotic Red, then cover it with Flesh Tear's Red. That's what I do with my Eldar, and that's what I'm going to do on the gloves of these guys. Anyways, on to the next step. This section is the last step on the armor. We use hardened leather on the belts and the grips of the spear. This may take 2 coats, but it applies super nice, so it's not much of an issue at all. If you want a brighter brown, apply gray first. I didn't, but I did apply gray between the joints for later. From there, get the silver ink again to detail the filigree and the fancy bits on a spear, like the wings on the blade, the eagle, and the bolter section. If you make any mistakes, just retouch it with whatever black you use. Take your time, as this step can look very nice when it's neat. Focus on the top side if you need to save some time. Next, I applied grey to all the joints, then applied 2 coats of Gravelord Grey. This creates a very nice effect of having the deep bits be dark black and the raised bits be more grey, achieving a usually very tough technique with much less effort than it usually takes. And as usual, these joints help break up the armor panels. I used Glacier Blue for the grey underneath. You can also use this to wash any of the metallics on the model. And to paint the bolt gun section of the spear, follow the standard. Lead belter for the metal bits, gold for the bullets, wash it all down with black or brown. Next, run your brush along the edge of the blade with dark blue from Vallejo or something similar to that. This is the last major step I'll cover here. Establish the edge being blue, then start to make the lines from the dark blue from the wing area out to the edge. Just try it, you'll make mistakes, but the black makes it easy to repair any mistakes you might make. Just make sure to have fun with it, and spend time touching it with black, then you just need to base your model and you're basically done. And here's the final result. Tune in next time where I show you how to paint shield captains following the same schemes from Star Wars, based on the highest rank they could achieve, the Imperial Sovereign Protectors. I have been Spoons Rattling. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment more crossovers you'd like me to paint. See ya!